Hey guys, welcome back to the Captain's Log. Kim Kari is my guest, and is it your whole life you had, obviously, autoimmune disease?
I was born
You were born with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to share it on your page. Tell me, first of all, where you're from and how you found out that you actually had that.
I am from Indiana.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Yep.
We did not find out that I had an autoimmune disease until I was about 9 years old. So I was pretty sick. And it took, us trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
That we finally had some testing done, and then they figured out what was going on.
And what was the main symptoms at first?
Well, I was very heavy.
Okay.
Even for a young child.
And that's one of the things I want to talk about too, because obviously now you're like fit and mean and lean, fighting machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I lost over 100 pounds, but I was heavy and I was sick. I mean, I was just very fatigued, had depression, even as a young child.
Yeah.
For absolutely no reason. I had a wonderful childhood and was just so depressed. And finally, they said, well, something's not right here. We need to see what's going on. And we had some testing done, and it came back that I had Hashimoto's.
And how do they find out that, what's the testing consist of?
So they do blood work, and
Okay.
they need to test for your antibodies, because if you don't test the antibodies,
Yep.
you're not going to know if there's autoimmune present. For most people, you're not
So
gonna know.
somebody who doesn't know what that actually is, like myself, what are the main symptoms, and what do they do to... I know what you did because you gave me some hints, but we're going to tell the people also how you fought it, right? You did, I think, a lot of natural eating and things like that,
Right.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell me what the symptoms would be.
So for my specific disease, the symptoms are, weight gain, chronic fatigue, losing hair is another one, depression, anxiety, severe depression, anxiety. Brain fog is another really big one, where you just go through the whole day, not really know what's going on, and you can't snap out of it. Almost like you walk into a room, you don't remember why you walked in there, you can't concentrate. But these are at like severe levels. It's not, because everybody experiences that sometimes.
Sure.
But this is like nonstop. So those are kind of my main symptoms. And I also, at 9-10 years old, had not started a menstrual cycle, but most of the women in my family had.
Okay.
But I was fully developed. We're talking like
Yeah.
C-cups in the 4th grade.
Yeah,
you know?
welcome to my world. My daughter's in 6th grade. Same.
Oh, you are in for it.
Yeah, it's not
You're
good.
in for
Not
it.
good. It's good for her, I imagine. She wants to be posted on Instagram every day.
Oh, yeah.
Like she's 25, but damn, it's not good for daddy.
It's not. It's
Not
not
good.
at all. My dad was having a nervous breakdown because I'm trying to dress, Britney Spears was popular then, so the little,
Of course.
the little mini skirt
Yeah.
and the tall socks. Oh yeah, he
She
took
was
it
my
and he,
girl.
and he threw it
Who
away.
didn't love
He's like,
Britney?
no. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to rock it, but it wasn't normal. And finally they said, we've got to go find out what's going on. And I was also starving myself and still gaining
But
weight.
still gaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they came back and they said that my gynecologist at the time said that he had never even seen it that bad, that in all of his years of gynecology, and he was my mom's, he birthed me. So in all of his over 30 years, he said he had never seen it.
Never seen what? The autoimmune?
The antibody level. So your normal range is around, 3 to 5, maybe 10. 10's even starting to get a little high. Mine was over 700.
Wow.
So that meant my organs at some point would start to shut down. I have an immune system disorder, so my immune system attacks my immune system. But it's not really attacking the immune system. It's attacking something, but nobody knows what.
Right.
So the way they explain it is it's attacking your immune system. It doesn't understand the difference in the proteins. So you have good proteins and you have bad proteins. It doesn't get it.
And
so
the
it attacks
proteins,
all proteins.
not what you eat, the proteins in your body,
in your
right?
body.
Correct. But that has to do with things you eat as well, no? Or the blood proteins? Is that
Well, it has an impact, of course. So the biggest thing is your entire body is inflamed.
Yeah.
I had chronic inflammation all over my body. So you have to eat foods that are, anti-inflammatory. And you have to pull things out of your diet. Like, I didn't know that there was a direct link between gluten intolerance and thyroid disorders. You don't have to be celiac to not be able to eat gluten.
Right.
So even someone like me that has Hashimoto's, I mean, I'm not really celiac. I'm not gonna like get stomach pains and fall over from eating gluten. But one bite of cake is going to raise my antibodies for 6 months. One bite.
Wow.
Because I'm sensitive to that. So
I should tell myself that. One bite of cake and I'm done for 6 months.
Exactly.
I can't eat it for 6 months. But I can't. I would never survive. I have to go to the gym like twice a day just to freaking maintain this amazing physique. Not so much.
You're killing it, Brian.
Yeah,
You're
right.
Killing it.
So then I know we talked and you basically turned your whole life upside down.
I did.
You went from being overweight to being like super fit, a life coach, like nutritionist. You have a master's in nutrition?
No. My master's degree is in marketing.
Marketing, okay.
I'm certified through NCI in nutrition.
I knew it was something about nutrition. Yeah.
So I'm not a nutritionist, but I am a health coach and I am a hormone specialist.
Okay.
So I can take what's going on with your hormones and
so if you're really horny, you can help?
I can. That is a hormon.
That's true. I just figured.
That's a side effect.
Yeah. What do I have to eat to be really horny? What should I eat?
You could do some lion's mane. Maybe get some oysters in there.
Lion's mane. I think that's a pill or something, right?
It is. Yeah.
I saw that. I've seen that. Yeah.
You know, a little bit of psychedelic.
Isn't it horny goat? Horny goat weed. What about that one? Is that one? Isn't that something?
There's nothing linking. You know,
I know it's all
there's
fake,
no
right?
proof that it works, but hey, go
Dr.
for
Dalla
it.
tells me that there's nothing, no pill that you can get testosterone from. You have to have literally the patch of testosterone or injection.
Testosterone. You can alter your testosterone with your diet, but technically, I mean, you'd have to get synthetic testosterone, which
That's what he says,
I don't ever
which is very
recommend
cheap.
I don't recommend it.
No, I had my testosterone level checked and it was like super high. So I was good.
So you're trying to bring it down a little bit.
No, I don't know.
You're good.
He said I was good. So I had to check it though, make sure, you know.
Did you hear that, ladies? His testosterone is good.
It was very good. It was very good.
So you don't ever want to take synthetic hormones if you don't have to.
Right.
The goal is to stay away from that, because the more synthetic you introduce into your body shuts down the natural, and it can't produce it as well. So then you're going to be dependent on those synthetic hormones for the rest of your life, because you've kind of shut down.
So you had autoimmune disease, you were overweight, you had other side effects from eating gluten. You basically said, how did you figure out that you wanted to fix your diet that would fix everything, or at least control these things?
Well,
is that known, like, to do that with autoimmune disease? Or
no, the doctors didn't know how to help
you?
me. They gave me a pill and said, you're going to have to take it for the rest of your life. This is just going to make your thyroid work, because my thyroid didn't work at all. This is going to help it work, but we can't do anything for you. I'm sorry. Wow. They didn't give me any advice on what to eat. They didn't give me any advice on how to train, on, what to do to help anxiety. They didn't give me anything, just a pill.
Nothing.
So I had to go and do the research myself.
Okay.
And because by 21, I was over 250 pounds, and I'm only 5'1".
Right.
I had endometriosis. I had severe anxiety attacks. I had chronic plaque psoriasis all over my head and all down my neck, which is another autoimmune.
What is that?
So that's where you have scaly white skin.
Oh,
It itches like crazy.
You told me about that.
I could pull chunks of my hair out in my hands.
Oh, wow.
With this. And I mean,
would it grow back?
Yeah, it would grow back.
Oh, okay.
But
mine doesn't. If I pulled mine out, it'd be done. I'm trying to put more in every day. Doc, help me, Doc.
I can help you. We can get some stuff going on that.
All right.
But it would come out and it would hurt. It was painful.
Yeah.
And one day I just got tired of being miserable and said, I'm just going to figure this out. There's got to be something going on. I'm not going to live my entire life this way.
Because I have allergies to soy, and every day I would be like having a major allergy attack, and like to the point where I'm coughing, sneezing 100 times, like all stuffed up. I'm so nasally. It would literally like drive me crazy. Like I couldn't think of anything else other than what is it that's freaking making you like this. So you must have been like to tenfold that.
Oh yeah. Well, soy is another one. It's a huge one. Soy is the most processed crop
Garbage.
in the world.
I stay away from everything.
And it's awful. You got vegans
Don't eat
eating
soy. It's horrendous.
You got vegans eating like
soy milk and oh my god, that stuff is killing people.
Oh yeah, it's not good for you at all. So soy, I pulled it out of my diet. I'm very sensitive to it as well, to the point like if I eat it, like my throat will tickle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me
like,
too.
I know that
right away.
I've
I feel.
had soy.
I instantly get stuffed up. Like I start talking like.
And allergies, a lot of it is because of your gut health. If your gut health is terrible, you're gonna have really bad allergies.
Okay.
And people don't ever put those two together. And just taking something like a really good probiotic is gonna help alleviate those allergies.
I agree.
Yeah.
100% with that.
People don't understand that usually.
Oh, we're hitting a rainstorm. Welcome to Florida in the summertime, people. It's definitely raining, and it's about to... I tried to turn and navigate. My captain instincts told me to turn, but I might have avoided it for a few minutes.
We're also on low gas, so if we run out of gas,
I live life on the edge.
I might look like Indiana Jones.
I like to take a lot of risks, so today we're risking it. We're in the rain, we're out of gas. It'd be good. It'd be like a journey. You're on the Captain's Log. So yeah, guys, by the way, this is the Captain's Log podcast. If you have not gone on any of your favorite podcast apps, download the damn thing, Captain's Log. The Captain's Log with host Brian Spina. You can find it everywhere. Okay. It's all over the place. Download it and get the notifications. When I post a new one, you'll get an email or text or whatever you want. You can hear us live. Or, of course, you can always watch us here because we're here every day.
We're here.
So, anyway, we're also live right now on your IG. What's up? What's up? We got people on your IG, which is Kimmy Cat.
Coach Kimmy Cat.
Coach Kimmy Cat.
With a K.
Yes. And that's KIMMYKAT.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
so you
me.
can find her on IG as well. But so a couple interesting facts. You actually work in entertainment.
I do.
And
on the side.
One of your side gigs. Mm-hmm. You do life coaching as well, kind of thing, right? Or health.
I do health coaching, mindset and life coaching, and then I work in merchandising and VIP assisting and some PA work with musicians and bands. And I just work for Fluffy.
Yeah, that's awesome. You did his Florida tour and handled his merchandise.
I did.
How many dates did you do with him?
I did 2. They were only here for 2 shows.
Okay.
They come back, I believe, in July.
Yeah.
And they contracted me for that as well.
That's great.
They wanted me to go on tour, but
you can't leave.
I work full time. I can't do that.
But you're originally from where?
Indiana,
right? And you moved here just a year or 2 ago, no?
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
that's maybe when we first met?
It was rough. Yes, no, we met about a year ago.
A year ago, on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And I said I wanted to do an interview, and it only took you a year. You were very busy. A whole year to get to do this interview. I get it. It's tough.
Bad.
It's tough.
I know. It's a tough gig.
So tell me, I guess the one thing we haven't really nailed down is what was the diet like? Like, how did you flip it? Like, you flipped a switch, boom. What was a daily day? Walk me through like a breakfast, lunch, and dinner meal, because maybe someone out there wants to mimic that or have that kind of lifestyle.
So I'll be honest, transforming your life is not easy. And when you have an autoimmune disease, the first thing you have to realize is you're not like everybody else. And it's a lifestyle change, and it's a lifestyle change usually for the rest of your life. You can put it into remission, but it takes a lot of hard work. So for me, I don't eat gluten, dairy, wheat, soy. I don't drink alcohol. Every now and then I do on social occasions, but alcohol literally makes me physically ill.
What about CBD oil? Because that's for...
CBD oil is great.
It's good for you, right? Because it's inflammation, yeah?
Inflammation, anxiety, it helps calm the mind. So one of the biggest things people don't realize, it's anxiety causing a lot of these issues more than your diet and lack of exercise. It's the anxiety. We live in such a high anxiety world.
A lot of pressure.
Yes. So it's one of the biggest things I coach on. But like a day for me, like in the morning, I'll have like sweet potato with an egg, maybe a gluten-free bagel with an avocado. It's pretty normal. I can have meat. For lunch I can do
so how do you have
beef.
a bagel and know there's no soy in it, because I found that anything that's packaged pretty much has soy in it.
You have
which
to.
drives
There's
me
certain
crazy.
brands.
Okay.
So I only do Canyon Bakehouse, or I think it's Enjoy Garden of Life or something like that. I can post it on here later.
Okay.
But there's only certain brands, and you have to read the label. It has
Everything.
You have to read it. And it has to say soy-free, gluten-free, processed in a gluten and soy-free facility. Also, like, I don't eat oats, even if they're gluten-free, because they're contaminated. They use the same mill.
Right.
So I don't even eat oats. So I can eat pretty normal. I eat meat, veggies, seafood. I just have to make sure they're, wild caught, grass fed.
Yeah.
My eggs
and not cooked in vegetable oil. It has to be olive oil or butter, right?
Yeah, I don't even do butter. I don't do dairy.
Because you don't do dairy.
I do ghee.
Okay.
So ghee, the milk proteins have been pulled out. Or I can do avocado oil. So it's really not that hard of a lifestyle. You can't be fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse my language.
Yeah, we can't be effing lazy.
So you've got to basically, and I tell my clients, you gotta stop eating like an asshole.
Right. Yeah, you have to eat
have to pay
like
attention.
regular food, not cupcakes and
you can eat cupcakes, but you need to make them yourself. Know what's in it.
That's right.
Or you can go
don't
to
use that
bakeries
damn pan spray right away. If you use a spray, you can't eat it because that's soy.
There you go.
So it kills me.
Right in there.
Yeah,
Yep,
everything.
absolutely.
Every time I turn around, it's like, nope, don't use that one.
Exactly.
I'm like Bubble Boy, I feel like.
So there's a lot of different brands that you can use that are soy-free. You just have to research it. You just got to put in the work. If you want to change your life and you're tired of being miserable, you got to put in the work.
Yeah.
Or you need to hire a coach, like I do.
That'll stay on you.
That's going to stay on you. It's going to teach you. So my biggest thing with my clients is I want you to, at some point, not need me anymore.
Correct.
I want you to empower you. I want you to have that knowledge, and then you can change your entire life and not have to depend on somebody else the whole time. Where like a lot of personal trainers, they don't teach you. They can kick your butt and then they send you home, but they don't teach you how to do it yourself.
Right.
So that's one of my main goals.
Yeah, you actually will educate them.
Yes.
So this is the part of the show where you get to ask me on the Captain's Log one or two questions. If you want to have a one part or a two part, ask me anything. I will answer it before we say goodbye to our guests. And shoot, I'm ready.
When are we hanging out with Pauly Shore?
Pauly Shore is coming in town this week. He comes in today. He did a show in Sarasota last night. He has 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow at Off the Hook Comedy Club. I know he's coming in right before his show today, but tomorrow I will have him live on the log if he wakes up.
If he can.
I'm guessing that he's going to try to oversleep.
We're going to wake you up.
Yeah,
Pauly. You're coming in.
So, but Pauly's great. He's been my buddy now for like 12 years, and he's never not Pauly. I think I told you that before we got in the car when you were like, "It's Pauly Shore weekend." I'm like, "Yeah, it's Pauly Shore weekend." And
I love him. I've seen him.
He's really been good for the club. I mean, he was like the first national headliner that we had, and then he went back to LA at the Comedy Store and told all the other comedians that hadn't played the club, like, "Have you heard about it?" So love him, and we have a good working relationship, and we're friends for years. So. That's it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So what are your special talents you make everybody sing on your show? What's your special talent?
My special talent? I mean, I can cook really well. I can cook really good. I love to cook. I hate to clean. So I have to have like somebody clean. I think that I have the gift of gab.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I have the gift of gab. And ever since I was a kid, like at I don't even know what age, but I always wanted to sell and make money. So maybe that's like something fun that I like to do.
Sell and make money, huh?
Yeah, I was always like very entrepreneurial. Like I never thought that I never saw myself going to work for somebody. And today I still haven't had a job. I've worked for myself since I was 13, I think. But that's good.
13.
And this is the Captain's Log, guys. We are in Naples, Florida. I got us out of the rain. I drove us right out of the rain.
You did.
I navigated my way around the rain.
We're just going to go right back into the rain.
But now we're driving back. Well, we have to at least go back home. We can't just drive away. This is Friday, right?
It is.
And we're going to have a good weekend. And I hope you guys have a good weekend.
Pauly Shore.
Yeah, Pauly Shore. How can it not be? So go see Coach Kimmy Cat on the gram. You can't miss her. We're going to put some comments on the bottom of this page so you can find everything you need to know. If you have any questions, certainly you can message us, you can DM us, or you can even post the questions below. I'll even CC Dr. Dollar, which obviously is on the show every Tuesday with me, and he knows everything about everything, and if he doesn't, he does the research just for the show to make sure that he's giving you all the best advice. So thanks for watching, guys. The Captain's Log is out. Have a great weekend, and I might be back tomorrow with Pauly Shore. Let's hope so. See ya.